welcome to our webinar on private school scholarship application tonight. Every year, I think many students as well as parents will try scholarship applications. And it starts usually as early as now and until the first term of next year. Today, we have invited previous full scholarship recipients from top private schools, experienced Maths Olympiad winner and educator, and parent representative of multiple scholarship recipients to provide their insightful perspectives on scholarship application process and examining examination overviews, including the testing tips for the creative writing and challenging mathematics questions. There will be Q&A session at the end of the webinar. This webinar will be recorded for those parents who missed tonight or who would like to watch it later. So if anyone would like to have a copy of the webinar PPT or the link of the video, please contact us after the webinar for the slides to be sent to you later and the link as well as the video link. The contact information will be put on the page, last slides of the webinar PPT today. So the 4 parts to be covered tonight are application process, creative writing tips, mathematics tips, and Q&A session. This is a brief introduction of our speakers tonight. Irene, that's me. As an educator and parent representative, I have been actively involved in quite a few scholarship applications before, with successful offers from schools including Shore, King's, Trinity, St. Andrews, Arden, Apsley, Tara, etc. And Jessie, who is a current associate to an international arbitrator with UNSW Law and Arts First Class Honors degrees. She was a full scholarship recipient from Apsley, as well as a deputy head prefect. And we have Dr. J, who has got a PhD from SJTU, a very prestigious university in China. And he was the winner of multiple Math Olympiad competitions with many years of rich experience coaching students with math reasoning and problem-solving skills. And yes, so first, I will give you a brief introduction on the scholarships application process, which includes the timeline, scholarship types, application forms, portfolio preparation, AAS and ACER tests, and interviews. For interview preparation, as it involves very different preparation and rehearsal tips. So this won't be covered in details tonight, but will be elaborated in our next webinar in a few weeks' time. Most schools, I think almost all schools ask for the online application like submission and test registration with the payment of application fees. So first things first is to look for the timeline for your targeted school as to the whole application procedures. Because each school has a different time frame, including the application open dates, the deadlines, as well as the test dates and test types. So you can find all of this information on the websites of these schools. Here is an incomplete list of some schools which are open now or later in September, October, and November this year. Actually, I think a couple of schools have already closed their application portals, which they start really early, right? Early. And have a look, right? Have a look. And these other schools, right, have their scholarship test dates in 2024. And the following 2 pages are the schools with their test dates in early 2025. For your targeted and interested schools, keep an eye constantly checking on their website for any updates. It's very important to note them down in your diary. as your child, right? And you will get very busy, right? With all those application forms and documents and tests and interviews. I think in the last term of this year, and particularly the first term next year, right? Next year. So keep in your diary. There is one tip to share. Some schools might close their application earlier than their published deadline on their websites, possibly due to an overwhelming number of applicants. So you certainly don't want to miss the deadlines for the schools you like. Keep an eye on the websites and don't wait till the last minute to lodge your application. Yes. And the usual scholarship types. They are including academic scholarships and co-curriculum scholarships, include music, all-rounder, and sport. Of which academic and music scholarships are the most common ones, as most schools provide these two. All-rounder scholarships typically, right, will seek students as a high achiever, whether it be in sport, drama, music, or public speaking, right? Different variety of fields. For sport, typically the students will be competing at a national or state level, right? Yes, especially the sports, right? Matching with the school's programs, sports program. And there are some other sports like scholarship as well, such as boarding scholarships, name scholarships, old boys and girls scholarships, and some scholarships are means tested. That means you will need to submit additional family financial documents, usually at a little bit later stage. Please read on the website, right, carefully, as this, like each scholarship category has their own and different requirements, right, for different schools, right, for different schools. So here are some common questions asked in the scholarship application form, which usually require, I think, some really good thought and preparation before you fill in each question, right? First things first, I think before answering the questions, right, in the online form or paper form, do your homework. That is research about the school, not only their facilities and programs, but more importantly, their values, history, culture, and their distinctive or different, like a difference from other schools. What make they stand out or stand differently from other schools? So website is the first, right, point you can go to, right? Or you can talk to, if possible, talk to the students and parents from the school and have a chance to talk to any alumni from your current school going there. That would be great. This would give you a kind of insider perspective. For the personal statement introduction is usually the first, right? The question or the open, right, answer questions in the application form. This basics ask who you are and what you are looking for. So say something about your strengths and passion and the values and cultures from the school you like very much. For example, if you are an all-rounder and the school really values all-rounded value education, then you are the perfect match, right, to each other. For the statement of contribution, this basically states your strengths and confidence as a potential candidate. For the academic, music, sports, and leadership achievements, the school is looking for like evidence of different like certificates, awards, and your representing level for the sports, your like musical grade, and your participation and involvement in different extracurriculum activities. And for the hobbies and interests, they might ask such questions as, what are your weekend activities? As they want to know more about you, not only you at school, but a whole picture of who you are outside school as well. For the literature, you prefer, including examples such as the books you read recently, the movies you watch. This is a very interesting question. What you read, what you watch can be a good reflection of you in many ways, from which I think they can see your knowledge foundation, your passion, your interest, and even your learning habits. Some of the questions asked here, right, could be overlapping later with the interview stages, such as the hobbies, interests, and your extracurriculum activities, and your favorite subjects. These questions can be good prompts for your later interview preparation as well. Sometimes tricky questions might be asked as well in the application form, such as, why do you want to come to our school? Right? This may seem like a common question, but actually it's a very a tricky one because any two general answers might kill you. Just kidding, right? What I mean here is you have to be specific, authentic, and connecting. From a connecting, right? Try to find a connecting point between you and school, such as like a past school tour or a school sports event, a music event on campus you attended before, or past alumni feedback. In other words, personal, right? Makes it more convincing. So know the school and know yourself. Another tricky question might be, does your child receive external coaching or individual tuition in any area of the school curriculum? So from our experience, telling the truth can be a safe option. As we know, some students, right, they actually wrote several coaching institutes or schools. They still got the final offers. So be honest, right? Honest is a good way, right? It's a good way. Yes. And in addition to the application forms, there are some compulsory documents, right, to be provided during the application process, such as reasons like a photo. I think a school portrait photo will be a good one. The ID, including the passport and birth certificate, and also the most recent school reports, usually the last two, right, semesters, and most recent NAPLAN reports. The additional documents supporting, right, documents requested are usually, right, the proof and evidence of your academic, music, sports, leadership, as well as community service, certificates and awards. I think the more the better, right, which can reflect your in a comprehensive way. And most schools require soft copies, right, to upload to their application portal. However, a few schools, actually one or two, right, might ask for the hard copy portfolio to be posted to them. In this case, you need to print them out and compile them neatly. It would be great to have a cover page and a contents page. So here, I would like to talk about some extra documents, right, to be included in your portfolio, which some particular schools ask, and which might be a good chance, I think, for you to stand out among other candidates. Yes. So as a portfolio, it's usually, right, refers to a portfolio of your achievements and passions. So here, some school ask for a handwritten letter by the students to the scholarship panel to cover some of the questions like what opportunities would come to our school, give you that another school could not. And how do you like to challenge yourself and step outside of your comfort zone? What's your favorite place to hang out and why? So answer questions like this. From our experiences, a well-written letter plays a big role. As more than once, I think the handwritten letters were mentioned during the scholarship interviews by the headmaster, by the principals, saying that they were very impressed by what the students had written in their letters, right? In the letters. There is a word limit, of course, right? The word limit is usually no more than 300 words, roughly 3 to 4 paragraphs. It's like a cover letter, right? Not too long in job application as well. So you will express your passion, your interest in the company, introduce your background and qualifications, and then connecting between the two. So in this case, between the school and you, what they can offer you and what you can bring to school. Some school requires a resume, which is similar to job application as well. Actually, it's good to keep an updated resume, which will save you a lot of time and panic and mess, I think, later in filling in all of those questions in the different scholarship application forms. Trust me, there are a lot of questions, a lot of forms, right? So keep an updated resume handy. And for the reference letters from your teachers or class teacher, music teacher or sports coach, or pastor from your coach, from your church. So some schools would like to have a reference letter or 2 reference letters. So one tip here is to prepare this earlier, as it may take some time to get one, right? Yes. And recent writing pieces from the school usually are the schools who are really looking much into the writing skills of their students with good and high potential, right, in writing skills. For video submission of co-curriculum like sports and music, I think it's common practice for music scholarship application to submit like video preparation, right? But video like a submission like 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes video of the musical instrument play. And for the scholarship like test types, the common tests, I think in New South Wales, will have AAS, ASA, and individual school tests, such as Sydney Grammar, right? They have their own test, right? System and tests like questions. For AAS, the test results are not shared between schools. Students must sit each individual exam. For ASA, it's an examination conducted as part of the cooperative scholarship testing program. So some schools share ASA test result together. And this is the list of some schools using AAS as the academic scholarship tests. And some are going with ASA. As we can see here, I think mostly go with AAS, right? AAS. So next, I'm going to show brief overview of what the AAS and ASA, right, are doing, right, for their academic test. I think, right, the scholarship test, right, population is for like self-selected, academically like able group of students. The tests here are very difficult tests, right, designed to identify the most highly performing students. So one key factor is good time management. As we can see, right, the ability to tackle the large number of questions in a short period of time, right, can make a big difference to the final results. Practice test is one way, but regular training and substantial working on the subjects like reading and writing and mathematical problem solving skills are very crucial as well. So from past experience, if the student can achieve the top band in AS across the board, like that is in all areas, in top 4%, or in ASA, right, top 10%, it's almost a guarantee, right? Most likely, they can secure a scholarship offer, either full or partial ones. However, if one subject falls a little bit behind, such as in the second band, like top 11%, the student still might have some chance to secure a partial, right, scholarship offer. So for both AAS and ASA, writing plays a significant role, especially for schools like using ASA. They require 2 pieces of writings, right, as you can see here. And even for some individual school tests, right, the dominant open question like type, they will demand a really high competence of writing skills in students, right, to express clearly and well.